right, all. Let's talk about your homework. I'm giving you guys a couple of labs. They'll be due at different times. One will be due next week, and two will be due in about a week and a half. So the first one is kind of your standard Mr. Hurwitch, like, follow along with the lab. It goes over box model properties. You'll take a lab and you apply basic box model properties like width and padding and margins and borders and things like that. You'll submit it the way you normally do. This will be due next Monday by midnight. Okay. Then now that we've, after, almost like half a semester, give or take, we finally learned enough that we can actually kind of build a sophisticated web page. Okay. So I'm giving you this lab. You have about a week and a half to work on it. Please do not leave it to the last minute. It is a very long lab. That's why I'm giving you guys a lot of time. And after today, there won't be any homework for a while. It's about building a sophisticated web page using everything that we've talked about. So laying out HTML, using HTML containers, setting, how to build sort of a web page from scratch. You'll start with a prototype or a mock-up, a layout, and then, we'll apply things like width, using box model properties. We'll apply things, we'll set the type, we'll set background colors, all sorts of stuff. And at the end, you'll have a web page that looks fairly sophisticated. Okay. So you'll have this will be due the 30th, and then this is kind of the warm-up. It kind of takes you step by step. And then there's another one. This is one will also be due, called Flower Shop. And it's similar to what we just did in that, it follows that you sort of work from a prototype or a mock-up. We'll discuss more about that in the next module. And you will build a sophisticated web page that has width and height and colors and all sorts of stuff. Okay. So, you can follow the instructions. It's got some instructions. It also has all the content you'll need, including the text and imagery and all that sort of stuff. All right, so the box model is due next Monday. These are due the Friday after next.